Parents of children who are just starting school, kindergartners, often become very concerned if the child comes home and says, "I didn't do well in school today." Or if the teacher calls the parents in and says, "Your child is having difficulty with some of the work that we do here in kindergarten." And so the common question is there a way to identify a child as early as kindergarten who may have the telltale signs of dyslexia? And I think it's important to note that research over the last many years, 30 years or more, have been looking at exactly this question, and researchers have hundreds of studies that have identified specific characteristics that are predictive of children who may later in life, first grade, second grade, third grade, show the signs of reading difficulty. And specifically, we are looking at dyslexia today. The most telltale indicator of a child who may be having difficulty with learning literacy because he has dyslexia is a history of language impairment. If the child was very slow to learn to speak, if the child at kindergarten still does not have clear speech or fluent speech, this is a child who may well be at risk for not only learning to read, but may well have the characteristics that are indicative of dyslexia. Another thing that we would look at with this child in particular would be a family history of reading difficulties. Finally, we would want to look at the child's ability to remember things. Among the things that children in kindergarten who later on are shown to have dyslexia, things they have difficulty doing is appreciating rhyming stories like Dr. Seuss, remembering nursery rhymes, making little rhymes. For example, the cat and the rat played a game, recognizing that cat and rat are rhyming words. Children who have poor memory for these fun kinds of things, and also difficulty remembering directions. A child who is constantly going to the teacher to say, "What am I supposed to be doing now?" Or in the home, if the mother sends the child to get something from the living room and the child comes back and says, "What was I supposed to get?" All children exhibit these characteristics from time to time, but these characteristics are clear indicators of a child who's likely to have difficulty with literacy and who may well later on be identified as dyslexic, particularly if all of these or most of these characteristics appear in the same child.